Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very, very, very special episode of OC and TJ on YouTube. Why is it special, do you ask? Because we are in the presence of two legends right now, two New York Giants legends, and it wouldn't be proper of us if we didn't do the great intro, starting with our first guest. Born and raised in Wake Forest, North Carolina, this guy was a five-star recruit. He committed to the University of Clemson, won 2 national championships, got drafted by the New York Giants with their 17th pick in the first round, and ended up becoming an instant fan favorite, known as Sexy Dexy. We've got defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm not a legend yet. I'm working
Very
on
humble.
it.
Oh, yeah. No, trust me. TJ, he's literally the ultimate Giants fan. Trust me, you're a legend in Giants country for sure. Next, we've got, you can actually say he's a legend because he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, born and raised in Napoleonville, Louisiana, a 4th-round pick in the 2005 draft, the same year that Justin Tuck got drafted, who was also a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and one of the best Giants running backs that has ever played the game. And Cowboys fans, yep, this is the guy that threw the ball at the game clock. We've got number 27, Brandon Jacobs.
I'm here, man. Hey, everything is great. Great having me. I'm happy about what's coming. Looking forward to continue building it.
Absolutely. So before we actually get started to this, TJ, why don't you tell them what's coming up for them in a couple of months?
Yeah, so it's really cool that you guys are doing this celebrity softball game for a great cause. Obviously, there was a hiatus with doing it with Joe. Really good cause, and really appreciate Joe getting us to talk to you guys. So I had a few questions about the game. I know that it's going to be the Super Bowl 42 and 46 players against Dexter's current teammates on the Giants. So, I just wanted to maybe ask you guys a few questions about the game, kind of get some, little rivalry started. But who do you think's going to be the better pitcher if any of you two are going to pitch, Dexter or Brandon? Who's got the better rocket?
See, I don't know the rules. If it's underhand, he probably got the underhand technique a little better than me. But I'm excited. My side right now is we gotta find some. His side a little more stable right now. But I'm trying to get guys to commit to the game, and it's, like you said, it's for a good cause. So I think I have a good turnout.
Yeah, TJ, I'll take that for pitching purposes. Well, there has to be crazy guys pitching because when you're that close to these big guys that are swinging these bats, so there's only really 2 pitchers in the game. Brandon's team has Rich Soybert pitching for them because he's crazy, and Dex's team has a license plate guy pitching for them because if anybody's going to get hurt, it's certainly not going to be one of the current players.
Yeah, exactly. You're taking one for the team.
Hopefully.
Yeah. That's great though. Yeah, it's for such a great cause too. So it's going to be really exciting, and really appreciate you guys doing that for the community and all the charities. So definitely very exciting.
Oh yeah.
And Dexter, I have another question for you. Are you gonna do the Sexy Dexy if you hit a home run?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I have to, right?
Yeah,
you gotta
right?
do my trot and then do it.
My one question is, like, where did that dance originate from? Like was it in college? Was it in high school? Like, where did it originate from?
I say more in college. We used to just play, mess around, dance around, do dances and stuff like that. And I say it was like our last preseason game, my rookie year. It was like dancing on the sideline or whatever, and I was doing that dance. And Saquon was like, "Oh, that should be your sack dance." So that's kind of where it started.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is. When I saw you do that for the first time, I was like, "Oh, that should become his signature thing." And
yeah,
I love seeing that once you sack a quarterback. So that's awesome.
Yep. So, all right. This next question I've got, it's for Brandon. So, I'm a Patriots fan, and I've had a pretty fun childhood over the last 20 years, but your team kind of ruined it for me twice. One when I was 6, another when I was 11. But you know what? You can gloat it all you want. You're a champion. You can do whatever you want. But I did want to ask, which one is your favorite? The one in 2007 or the one in 2011? Because I mean, it's the Patriots, so.
Well, I would have to say being a part of both teams was absolutely legendary. So both teams rocked. But the 2007 run in all was the best run because we had a lot of guys, throughout the playoffs, like Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys who had beat us early in the season.
Yeah.
And so the Patriots who also beat us early in the season as well. Well, not early in the season, but week 17. So having to come back throughout, 3 of the 4 games were revenge games, and have to come back and win all of those games, when it mattered, and playing a team that was 18-0 who hadn't been beat but came close. I know at least 2 times. I think the Patriots came close that season, losing to Baltimore, and they had a ending in that game that was quite controversial.
Yep.
And we almost beat them in week 17. But to come back and play them in the Super Bowl when it was 18-0, going for the perfect record, but to come knock them off their high horse, I got to go with 2007 being the best one.
Yep. I don't think that's honestly a debate right there. I mean, you beat a team that's trying to make history, and you go from being a wild card team to beating the freaking the 18-0 perfect Patriots. I mean, that's no debate. And listen, Steve Spagnuolo, definitely still one of the best defensive minds in the game right now, because he just won back-to-back champs with the Chiefs. So honestly,
Hey,
Eli Manning's a
Colin,
legend.
Hey, I found this while you were talking. I don't know if you want me to send it to you.
What
It's
is
a
that?
19. It's a 19-0 pin for the Patriots.
Oh.
I mean, it might not be worth anything, but if you want it, you can have it.
That actually looks really cool. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's
Wow.
definitely not worth anything.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
not
right.
worth anything. Brandon,
Not
I
at
agree.
all.
Trust me, I'll give it to someone that doesn't know football. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So my next question is for sexy Dexter Lawrence. So the Giants have had a pretty interesting offseason. Free agency just started, so a lot has happened there. You also hired a new defensive coordinator in Shane Bowen. How excited are you to work with him? And in other words, what can you say to TJ that's going to get him pumped for next season?
Right. Well, so he came from Tennessee. We watched a lot of Tennessee tape this last year, and he lets not a lot, just mutual teams and stuff like that. And he lets his front guys go to work and eat, and let it be a player's game type of thing. So I'm really excited about that. Just getting a guy that's gonna let you play a little bit, and just do what you're good at and play football type of thing. I talked to him on the phone. He has he's kind of like a little country dude, but good personality, good spirit. So I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be even scarier with Brian Burns, honestly. The trade just got announced. Hasn't been finalized just yet, but man, that's gonna be a fun pass rush to watch. You, him, Thibodeau. I mean, I can't wait for that for sure. So
Yeah, no doubt. Ready to lab it up for sure.
oh yeah.
Definitely
All right.
excited. I'm definitely excited. Colin might not be as excited, but I'm.
Hey, listen,
very
if I get
excited.
to watch, hey, listen, anytime free agency happens, when these types of moves happen, I'm all for it. Trust me, I'm all about players getting their money and, showcasing their talents in front of the whole world. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, TJ, take this one over.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to go back to the playoff runs with Brandon Jacobs. So I was actually at the Falcons game at home. And I can tell you, I mean, you obviously know, right? That stadium was
Crazy.
electric, crazy. I mean, I was a 10-year-old kid in the stands with my 2 cousins and my uncle. It was very nuts. I just kind of, the way you guys beat the Falcons, I mean, it was just domination. They scored, I believe, 2 points in that game. was that the game like you realized that, this team could do some damage in the future of the playoffs? Or, I mean, did you guys know that, right off the get-go? Because it felt like, I mean, that was kind of like a huge kind of, I guess, domino into the other playoff games. But, I get that things start at the beginning of the season too. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on like what that game did for you guys as a team.
Well, that team was, as I was telling Dexter this when we met up, a few weeks ago. That team that we had was really inconsistent. We never did a lot of stuff right all the time. Just turn it on during the playoffs. We knew the Falcons wasn't going to be a team that can really pose a really real threat by coming into MetLife. It was kind of chilly that day. So them coming into MetLife and beating us just wasn't on the table. They came from a soft division. The NFC South, pretty soft, for the most part. The Saints I think they won that division, and who was really good that year. So I guess I can't call it division that soft because we won ours. So we was the number one team in our division, and we was 9-7. So, the New Orleans Saints was a team that we was afraid to play against, and not afraid to play against in the playoffs, but didn't want to run into them because they were so explosive. So
Right.
when San Fran beat them in a divisional round, we were happy about that. The same weekend we ended up beating Green Bay, who was 13-3 that year, I think, and who was the number one seed. No,
15-1.
Yeah. So with that being said, the Atlanta Falcons coming in, they were the number 2 team in their division. And we knew they didn't have enough to come in and beat us. Their offensive line just weren't that strong. And we had probably one of the best defensive lines in the whole NFC. So our defense played really well. We had Spags calling plays, and you see Spags still winning now. So but we went into that game knowing that we were going to win it. We didn't know we really had a chance to after that next week, the divisional week, when we beat Green Bay. We beat them 38-20, I believe, in their home stadium. We whooped them pretty good. So, that was the game right there where we was like, okay, San Francisco beat the Saints. We got a chance to go into San Fran and knocking them off in the NFC Championship game, and that's what we did.
Yeah, the rest was history. That was definitely a fun moment for me. That was really when I was starting to just get into football, and it was definitely a nice surprise. I believe I watched that San Francisco game with some of my friends, so definitely was really cool. And you really saw Eli's toughness on display in that game for sure. So
Sure.
yeah, it was a great game all around.
Yeah, a fun story. Like in 5th grade, we were doing Super Bowl votes to see like who was gonna win between the Patriots and the Giants. And in my class, like we just closed our eyes, we like raised our hands. All right, who do you think raise your hand if you think the Giants are gonna win. Raise your hand if you think the Patriots are gonna win. Only 2 kids in my class said that the Giants were gonna pull off that upset, and you guys did it again. So again, thanks for that.
Legend, right? Legend.
Hey, those are 2 very smart kids, man. I'd like to meet them one day.
I know. I
Absolutely.
think they were actually both Giants fans, so it ended up working out for them. But I have one more question for Brandon, and then we can get back into this softball tournament. So, rumor has it that you didn't just play football in high school, but you were also a pretty sharp basketball player. Was that something that you were considering taking seriously in college, or did you just think football was, your path to success?
No, I mean, I was pretty good in basketball. I was being recruited in basketball by about 12 to 15 different schools. And at the time, Cincinnati was one of those schools that were recruiting me with Bob Huggins as a coach, with Kenyon Martin, like those days when Cincinnati was competing in March Madness, Final Four, Elite Eight, like that. They were solid. I got recruited by Florida for basketball. I got recruited by Texas A&M for basketball, Wyoming, it was like the middle of the road type basketball programs. But nonetheless, I got recruited. I was like 3rd or 4th in the state in points scored that year, behind one of my teammates who was the first. He ended up going to Georgetown, but I was solid in basketball. I had a pretty good jump shot. Ball handling skills weren't really too great, but I didn't turn the ball over. I had a really good jump shot. So, I played basketball. I ran track. I did a little shortstop. I boxed. I mean, I was an all-around athlete when I was a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually pretty cool that, a lot of schools were recruiting you. So Back to this softball tournament. Do we know who's going to be on both of your squads, or are we, keep it at, keep it at under closed doors for like a little while longer?
No, I see these guys. I see these guys keep it on the wraps. They're treating it like the injury report before the next week's game. Hey, they don't want to give away their superstars right off the bat.
Smart.
You're gonna. They're both smart. You're gonna have a lot of the 42 and 46 champions there, and some other giant greats. Some other former players that will be there, and Dex is working on his team from the current team, and look, Dex is a captain. Dex is well liked, this and that. Good luck with someone saying no to him in that locker room. So it's going to be pretty stacked that day.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
Oh, I believe
hey, Dex, hey, Dex, I'm busy that day. Excuse me? Oh, I mean, never mind. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Well, we know they're not going to be busy that day doing anything personal because they'll be.
Oh, here we go.
Here we
Here
go.
we go. Go ahead.
No, because I know they'll be in town. Which is
Right.
a great time to do the game. Guys will be in town. They'll just be going. I think they'll be getting ready for mini camp or coming out of mini camp. One of the two.
Mhm.
They'll definitely be in the area. So I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta have some real excuses. Like, man, I can't make it. You
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of them will be there.
All right, one last question for Joe, and then we'll wrap this up. Any predictions for what's going to happen? I know you already talked about it a bit, but what are you expecting out of it?
I don't know. The last time we did this game, it was the Landon Collins Celebrity Softball game. We ran it for 3 years, and the cool part about that was Dex's last game of Landon Collins. Dex was a rookie, so he got to experience it. And Brandon's been around for all the years, and then obviously COVID hit, and we lost track of it a little bit. It's very hard to keep everything going after COVID, but we're back in it. And what am I gonna? I expect both teams to be excited.
No. You the pitcher for the winning team. We're not having that.
We
All
heard.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
we're not having the regular. So look, here's the deal. Brandon's team.
Joe, there's no.
Brandon is not having this.
Yeah.
Brandon is not having that.
We're about to beat y'all ass, man.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could actually go to this game. My gosh, I
Yeah.
actually want to now. I gotta buy my
Why
ticket. Well, let me just say, I might not be a Giants fan, but I'm extremely honored and satisfied that we got to do this with both of you. I mean, you're so loved by the Giants faithful. I mean, I'm sure TJ has enjoyed watching you guys play every single week since he's been watching football. And, for us to be able to do this and talk to you guys, it's absolutely incredible. We thank you so much I can't talk. We thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk to us. And we wish you the best of luck in that softball tournament. May the best man win.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So
All right. Have a great one.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Awesome.